For the last century, we've held the keys to the castle of luxury, comfortably sitting on a throne of German engineering and Italian flair. But while we were busy charging premium prices for cup holder upgrades and heritage paint jobs, the East was quietly building a weapon. And today, I'm looking at the machine that signals the death of the status quo. That machine is the Denza Z Convertible. A car built by a brand most of you couldn't place on a map 3 years ago. A joint venture between BYD and Mercedes-Benz that has, with this single model, announced itself not as a student of the luxury game, but as its executioner. The Denza Z Convertible isn't a challenger, it's a statement. And that statement reads, "We have been watching you, we have learned everything you know, and we have decided your era is over." If you want to keep up with how the world of motoring is burning down its own history books, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. And if you're looking to keep your current ride looking like it just left the showroom while we wait for this revolution to land, check the product links in the description below. Let's begin with the illusion we've been sold for decades. Because understanding the con is the first step to understanding why a car like the Denza Z exists. European luxury was never purely about engineering. At its core, it was always about theater. It was about the weight of a Stuttgart door closing against a cold autumn morning. It was about the stitching on a Bavarian leather seat that somehow costs more than a semester of university tuition. It was Maranello red, Nürburgring lap times, and the solemn recitation of founding years as though longevity were a mechanical specification. Heritage was the product, the car was merely the vessel. And for a long time, that worked magnificently, because nobody could replicate it. You cannot manufacture 1963 in a factory in Shenzhen. You cannot 3D print the cultural weight of a Le Mans victory or a Targa Florio podium. So the European establishment grew comfortable. They refined what they had, charged increasingly extraordinary sums for increasingly incremental improvements, and wrapped every press release in the warm amber glow of history. They built moats, filled not with innovation, but with nostalgia. Meanwhile, China was not trying to replicate 1963. China was building 2030. While Porsche was celebrating anniversaries and BMW was debating kidney grill proportions, BYD was spending billions on battery chemistry, electric drivetrains, and software architecture. They weren't chasing European heritage because they never wanted it. They wanted what heritage was always a proxy for: dominance. The Denza Z Convertible is the first time that ambition has been packaged into something that can make a Western petrolhead genuinely uncomfortable. Let's talk about the physics of what this car actually is, because the technical specification of the Denza Z is not a spec sheet. It is a manifesto. The car sits on BYD's E3 platform, an architecture engineered specifically for high-performance electric grand tours, optimized for low center of gravity, torsional rigidity, and the kind of power distribution that makes conventional sports cars look like they're operating on borrowed time. Paired to this platform is a tri-motor setup producing somewhere in the region of 1,200 horsepower. Let that number settle for a moment. 1,200 horsepower in a convertible Grand Tourer from a brand that a decade ago was making city runabouts for the Chinese domestic market. The tri-motor configuration isn't simply about straight-line violence, though it delivers that in quantities that would embarrass most supercars. It's about torque vectoring precision, the ability to send exactly the right amount of power to exactly the right wheel at exactly the right millisecond. This is the kind of computational engineering that Ferrari and Porsche have spent 20 years mastering through iteration. BYD arrived at something comparable in a fraction of the time, not by borrowing the European playbook, but by writing an entirely new one in software. There's also, famously, a refrigerator built into the cabin, a feature that sounds absurd until you realize it perfectly encapsulates the Chinese philosophy of technological excess as hospitality. This isn't engineering hubris for its own sake, though there's plenty of that here too. It's a cultural signal. Luxury is not restraint. Luxury is abundance. Every surface that can do something should do something. The European instinct is to remove. The Chinese instinct, apparently, is to add, and then add a chilled beverage compartment. This is what I mean when I call this a technological manifesto. The Denza Z doesn't just drive, it argues. Now we reach what I consider the most disorienting chapter of this story, the price paradox, and what it reveals about the entire global luxury automotive project. In China, the Denza Z Convertible retails at the equivalent of approximately $40,000. In Western markets, should it ever arrive in meaningful numbers, the projected price crosses $134,000. Same car, same platform, same refrigerator, a price multiplied by more than 3. That gap is not manufacturing economics. It is not tariffs alone, though those play their role. That gap is in large part the cost of the illusion, the premium charged for the privilege of owning something aspirational in a market that has been trained to equate expense with excellence. Western luxury buyers don't just buy performance, they buy permission to feel superior. And that permission historically has been granted exclusively by European gatekeepers who set the price of entry. What the Denza Z represents is a direct challenge to that gatekeeping function. If a car with this specification exists at $40,000 in one hemisphere, then the $134,000 version in another hemisphere is not a different product. It is a different psychology. And psychology, unlike engineering, is vulnerable. Psychology can be disrupted. Psychology can be changed by a single viral video of a Chinese grand tourer obliterating something from Stuttgart on a drag strip, watched by 12 million people on a Tuesday afternoon. The European establishment understands this. It is why the response to Chinese automotive ambition has been less about technical counter-argument and more about trade barriers, import tariffs, and the quiet diplomatic maneuvering of legacy brands lobbying governments to slow the tide. When your competitors stop trying to out-engineer you and start trying to out-legislate you, you have already conceded the technical argument. Here is where I have to be honest with you, because this is the part of the Denza Z story that I find both fascinating and quietly troubling. The Denza Z Convertible is by almost every measurable metric a masterpiece, and it has no soul whatsoever. I don't mean that as a dismissal. I mean it as a clinical observation. When I look at this car, its swept lines, its obsessively resolved surfacing, its interior that feels like a luxury hotel lobby designed by an algorithm trained on the aspirations of the global upper class, I see something that has been optimized to trigger every emotional and aesthetic response associated with desire. It understands what we want to feel. It has studied our reactions to beauty, to power, to exclusivity, and it has reproduced those triggers with extraordinary fidelity. But there is no argument behind it. There is no point of view. A Porsche 911 Targa has a philosophy: rear-engine stubbornness, decades of refusing to do the sensible thing, a mechanical personality that pushes back against the driver in ways that are genuinely inconvenient and genuinely irreplaceable. An Alfa Romeo Spider carries the weight of decades of beautiful catastrophe, cars that broke down poetically, that rusted with a certain Mediterranean resignation, that loved you badly and completely. These machines have opinions. The Denza Z has data. It has processed the concept of the luxury sports tour and produced an answer that scores maximum points across every category. And the terrifying thing, the reason I call this a Trojan horse rather than simply a competitor, is that for the vast majority of buyers, that is entirely sufficient. Most people do not want a car with opinions. They want a car that makes them feel a particular way, and the Denza Z delivers that sensation with clinical algorithmic efficiency. A masterpiece without a soul is still a masterpiece, and a soulless masterpiece in the hands of a company with BYD's manufacturing scale and cost structure is far more dangerous to the European establishment than any car with 100 years of history behind it. So here is where we land. The Denza Z Convertible is not the best car in the world in any single purist dimension, but it may be the most significant car of the decade, not for what it does, but for what it represents. It represents the moment when the technological gap between East and West in the luxury automotive space closed to zero and then, quietly, reversed. It represents a future in which heritage is optional, in which the price of aspiration is no longer set by a handful of European manufacturers, and in which the crown jewel of Western motoring, the open-top Grand Tourer, is now manufactured more competently, more affordably, and more efficiently on the other side of the world. The European response, for now, is denial dressed as superiority. The argument from Stuttgart and Munich is that their cars offer something ineffable, a quality of experience that cannot be quantified or replicated, and perhaps they are right. Perhaps there is a version of the driving experience that a software-optimized tri-motor platform simply cannot reproduce. Perhaps soul matters more than specification, and perhaps the buyers who understand the difference will always exist. But markets are not decided by connoisseurs. Markets are decided by the many, and the many are watching drag race videos and doing the math on $40,000 versus $134,000. And the math is not complicated. The gates have been smashed. The future isn't coming. It's already here, and it's got a fridge in the back. Before you head off to reevaluate your own garage, subscribe to stay ahead of the curve, and check the description for the tools that keep your machines in top shape. It's been a wild one, but the revolution has only just begun.